Hi, green lovers. Let's talk about compost. Compost is probably one of the most important materials that you can add to your garden. And if you can make your own, you can save a boatload of money and do something good for the environment. You don't want this stuff going to the landfill now, do you? So I wanted to show you my setup. Okay, I'll confess it. I'm a compost addict. I've got about at least a dozen of these types of bins, at least a dozen that I'll admit to. And I've got all kinds of varieties of different types of bins that I have actually got for free over the past year. There's this wonderful resource called Nextdoor, and I frequently go there and look for compost bins, and guess what? People are just giving this away for free. I guess they've tried it and they got tired of it. Whatever the reason, I've got about at least a dozen compost bins for free on Nextdoor, and I have a lot of material. As you can see in my backyard, I've got lots and lots of oak trees, all kinds of other greenery, and I just get a lot of material that I can add to my compost pile. So it feels like I can never have enough compost bins, and with my decently large backyard, I can't have enough compost either. So I just keep making this stuff all the time. So ideally, you want to have 3 different bins or piles of compost, which are at 3 different stages of their life. The first stage of the life of the compost material is the green stage, if you will, and green and brown stage, where you're just mixing and throwing leaves, dry leaves, which are the browns, and greens, which are green, including things like coffee grinds, which you won't think are green, but they are green. But basically, stuff that has not yet dried and decomposed is considered green. And you're mixing them, and I don't bother about the ratio. I just roughly by volume, I kind of eyeball it, and I just throw in about equal quantities maybe. I don't even think about it. I just throw stuff in there. And I just keep adding to this bin and adding to this bin every once in a while. I come and add some water to make sure that it's nice and wet, particularly if I've been putting brown, like these leaves, these oak leaves. If I put a layer of brown leaves on it or a layer of cardboard, I'll soak that in, and then I'll layer it with green, ideally. So you're kind of mixing as you go. And you keep doing this until you have a pile that's about 3 feet high. Now these compost bins, these are my favorite compost bins. These come from a company called BioStack, and basically this is how they come. They are in 3 layers that look like this, these 3 frames, and they're roughly about a foot each. So when they are stacked 3 high, which is how you would buy them, they're about 3 feet high and roughly about maybe 3 feet, 2.5 to 3 feet wide as well. And that's the ideal size of a compost pile if you want it to start heating up. Is you've got to have at least a 3 by 3 pile that's nice and wet and has got a good mix of green material and brown material. So what I do is I just keep adding to this, and then as soon as I'm done with one layer, I add one more frame on top, and then I add to that, and then I wait until it gets to about 3 high, and then I just cover it up and keep it for about 2 months or so. So I would say from start to finish, my compost takes about 3 months to make, but I'm actively stirring it. Every weekend or so, I come and mix the compost, and that makes it go a lot faster. So stage number 2, this is what stage number 2 looks like. And as you can see, you can still tell kind of what material went into it, but they've all sort of become a uniform brownish kind of color. There's hardly any greens in it anymore, and it all looks like this, though it's breaking down. You can see the leaves are starting to break down. The banana peels are not looking like banana peels anymore, and basically it's starting to break down actively. And this bin was actually full. It was 3 feet high when I closed it up, and it has dropped a whole foot, and you can expect your compost to drop to 50% of the original volume, maybe even less when it's done. So that's what stage 2 looks like. And this over here is stage 3. This is after about 2 months of looking like this and being stirred every weekend and covered in between and kept nice and moist. This is what it turns into. This is the black gold that you're looking for. As you can tell in this pile, there's some twigs and things like that, but for the most part, you can't tell what this came from. So now you know that this is done compost. You can see along the edges, maybe you can still see some material that didn't quite get mixed. So, but for the most part, the center of it, this beautiful black gold, this is compost for you. And what I typically do is I run it through a 1/2-inch sieve that I've made. It's just a frame that I've stapled on some hardware cloth to. Oops. And if you see what I do, after I sieve it, you get this kind of crud. And you just take it and throw it back into your in-process bin. And send it for another round. And what comes out at the other end of the sieve is the good stuff, guys. This is beautiful, beautiful compost. If you squeeze it, you might get a drop or so of liquid. So it is nice and moist, and that's kind of how it needs to be. If you want the worms and things like that to start moving in, it needs to be nice and moist. So don't ever let your compost dry out. It will stop the process of composting, and the little organisms will start to die off. So that's one of the big secrets of making good compost, is you always have to make sure it's nice and wet. Not overly wet, but squeezable sponge wetness. And some of the tools that you need when you're making compost, pretty much, other than the compost bin itself, which, by the way, is not necessary. If you can make an enclosure somehow with chicken wire or something and start piling up your stuff there, that's good enough. I'm fortunate that I got all these bins for free and I use them. But this pitchfork is what you need. Don't try to use a shovel or anything like that. It won't really get in the compost and you won't be able to stir it. It'll be really hard if you try to use a shovel. So get a pitchfork and come out here every weekend. Stir up your compost inside out. Make sure it's nice and wet. Cover it up. Go away for another week. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. And that's how you make beautiful black gold compost that your garden will absolutely love. Well, that's all for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And if you liked this video, if you learned something new, please do give it a like, a thumbs up. And if you subscribe to my channel, I will keep you informed as to not just the progress of my compost, but all the other things that I am doing in my California Zone 9B garden.